What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the We Don't Make the Rules podcast. I'm Nolan. I'm joined by my good buddy, Luke Fikes, and we're here to talk some ball. We're going to go over some games over the weekend to predict our um, predict the top 12.
Mm.
We'll talk about just a good topic, which this week will be the ACC, and then we'll talk about some early lines. Yeah. Luke, what you
Yeah,
got?
we'll get into it. Yeah. So I mean, last time we so for background, we had filmed one before, and it massively ran into some technical difficulties. So we're kind of redoing this, and we're half-assing it, but it's okay. Uh, let's see what else we miss here. Oh, Bama fan, Georgia fan. So,
No
but again,
bias, though.
no bias. That we don't make the rules.
Yep.
I think the the Monday episode, or yeah, would be reactive past week, and then a later week episode, if that ever happens, will be predictions for the week to come. Anyways, uh, so should we just get started in the first game?
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get into it.
All right. BYU Texas Tech snooze fest at noon. Typically, the noon games are a little snooze fest, but I kind of expected that one. Anyways, Texas Tech 29, BYU 7. Texas Tech covers minus 12 and a half. The under cashed at 50 and a half. Good win for Texas Tech. Great win. They set themselves up. They're probably going to the playoffs now. They could, uh, in my opinion, I think they can lose in Arlington and still be in at this point. BYU, on the other hand, you have to win in Arlington now, and you have to take care of business. And they don't have like they have a tough test coming up. They got to play at Cincinnati in a couple weeks. That's gonna be a tough game. So they're gonna have to win that one. I don't know if they do. Um, and I was pretty disappointed in BYU yesterday. Not a good showing.
Mhm.
Defense is elite. Offense is abysmal, and we're going to see this trend as we talk about another game later in the day. But the offense was rough, man. I mean, they and I'll get to this in the most surprising thing. But they were too stubborn about trying to run the ball, in my opinion. I get that's your offensive identity. I get it, but you're playing Texas Tech, who is the number one rush defense in the country, and you're being stubborn about, okay, we're gonna keep trying to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Like it's not gonna work. You gotta get creative on how to get. I get it. Bachman's a freshman, whatever, but you got to get creative of getting him going in the pass game. And they just didn't do that. And I was kind of surprised because Sataki's a good coach. And I can't imagine that they game planned all week. Like, well, we're gonna have success running the ball. Like, you just weren't. So I don't know. What did you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, you talk about defense. BYU's defense is very good. I mean, they got
Mm-hmm.
4 sacks on the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, you're talking about running the ball. Texas Tech ran the ball very good. Cameron Dickey,
Yeah,
121 yards on the
Dickey's good.
ground. I mean, that'll do it for you. I mean, you really didn't have to score a lot of points. We talked about Texas Tech's defense. They're very good. They're very good,
Very good.
especially up front, and they pay their
Yep.
guys a lot of money. So,
Yeah.
just that's the new era we live in. And yeah, I mean, Morton wasn't, I wouldn't say he was phenomenal, but he did exactly what he had to do. 29 points was more than enough, obviously. So yeah, I agree. I think Texas Tech, hey, you're in the playoffs. I mean, unless something terrible
Yeah,
happens these next
yeah.
two
I mean, you
weeks.
got two more games left, and it's like neither one of them should be a challenge at all.
Yeah.
At
West
UCF
Virginia
and
is one
then
of
at West
them.
Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Congrats. You're in. It's November
yeah,
9th and you're
I
in.
think you are in. Something really wrong would have to happen in Arlington for you to drop. Like you would have to get blown out by, and it would have to be by like Cincinnati or somebody. It wouldn't. I think if you split with BYU, there's an argument to make there that's like, well, we should be punished when we beat them in the regular season. Like this is just an extra game. Like we don't even have to
Right.
play it. So I don't know. Well, I'm curious to see. And the Big 12 might get two teams in and we'll talk about that later with how horrendous the ACC looks right now. But whatever. The most surprising for me, I kind of talked about already. Just the lack of game plan from BYU. I like again stubborn about running the ball, not getting the pass game going. Um, it just seemed like they were expecting to be able to run the ball, and then they got punched in the mouth in the first. Honestly, they really what when I knew this game was going to go south real quick was to start the game and you muff a punt and you
Yeah.
get off the field like to start the game. Like I think it was 3 and out, and then you muff a punt down there, and then your defense only gave up 3 there. Like your defense was the BYU defense was great all night. Like they gave up 29 points, but I think a lot of that was just the field position that they gave. I mean, there's multiple times Texas Tech started the ball like within like on the BYU in the BYU part of the field. So um, just offensively, the game plan is just I was surprised by that because I think Sataki's a good coach, and that was just not the best coach game from him and their staff. You have a most
Yeah.
surprising or not?
Yeah, no. I guess most surprising is I'll go a very similar route as like BYU's offense and Texas Tech's defense. BYU scored a good amount of points this year. You can talk about the schedule. And then I mean Texas Tech's defense was just amazing. They
Yeah,
played BYU very good. And I mean if that's a good sign for them, if BYU does turn out to be like a good team, like the ranking has them, then they have a good chance in the playoffs to make something happen.
I agree. I Texas Tech is really physical up front. They're good. They're a great defensive team. Uh, for most concerning, I have a I kind of got nitpicky here, and Texas Tech. If I'm getting nitpicky, that means you're pretty good. So I did get a little pickier. Baron Morton taking sacks. He took a
Yes,
few
yes,
sacks in that game that were bad. Bad. You
that was
can't take
mine
those
too.
sacks.
Yeah.
He holds the ball a little too long, and honestly, that Texas Tech offensive line is not as physical as they should be. Especially in that game. And I get it. BYU is a good defense. I know I touched on that, but you got to be more physical up front. You are the physically dominant team, and you didn't really impose your will on that offensive line that game. And Bear Morton, the ball's got to get out sooner, or you got to throw the ball away. He took bad sacks. One of them was really bad, like put him out of field goal range, like just little stuff. So Texas Tech, you're good. You're good.
Completely agree. Yeah,
If I'm
completely agree.
being that nitpicky, but overall, that was a good game for them. I
Yep.
thought. Yeah,
We
is that
already
the same thing?
touched what's next for Texas Tech.
Yeah,
BYU, you have TCU at
at
Cincinnati and
Cincinnati.
at UCF. So I mean, I guess a little harder.
I think UCF is
Yeah,
at is UCF at home
UCF's
or
at home. UCF's at
okay,
home.
yeah.
At
Uh,
your only away game is at Cincinnati.
you
So
got to win that Cincinnati game, and if I had to put money on it today, I think I'd go Cincinnati. But they could prove me wrong. I don't know. Because I just don't see BYU scoring enough points to stay around with Cincinnati. I don't know. Sorsby's pretty good, so whatever. uh, I think that's it
next
for that
game.
game. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
next game.
mean, yeah. Let's get into this thriller.
We have the
Indiana.
Heisman winner. We have the Heisman winner.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
They're actually having. I'm watching it right now. The Heisman Trophy ceremony is going on right now. Mendoza is giving the speech, and he has like a little bit of a. He talks a little funny, so he is kind of stuttering right now up on the podium. So interesting stuff. That's the earliest Heisman winner I think in the history.
November 9th, you're a Heisman winner. Congrats to Fernando Mendoza. Let's give it
Congrats,
up.
Fernando. Anyways,
What a
Indiana
win.
27, Penn State 24. Penn State covers plus 14 and a half. And this was funny. There was two different lines for the over and the under this week. It was 51 and a half and 50 and a half. So depending on what you took, this game ended at 51. So Vegas knew something. So I don't know how you got your money there. Hopefully you didn't take anything. Overall thoughts, great win for Indiana. I mean, that's in my opinion. People are going to slander him. I think this was the most important win over the past several weeks. You keep playing teams, you're beating them good, you're doing it, but this is the first time you really, really saw real adversity in a tough environment. I guess you could argue the Oregon game, but I think they just overall outplayed Oregon that game. Penn State outplayed them, and then you still found a way to win. I get it. Penn State's an inferior opponent, maybe. I mean, Penn State still's got talent on the roster. Like Penn State, they probably have the best running back room in the country besides Notre Dame, maybe. Like Nick Singleton and Katron Allen are two of the best backs you're going to see. So I don't know. Penn State's still a talented team, but I thought it was a good win for them. I think they saw adversity. They showed resilience. Mendoza had poise down the stretch. I mean, that's a good win for them, in my opinion.
I agree. I think this was you saw how mentally tough this Indiana team is. I mean, they needed when they needed to make plays late in that game. Fernando Mendoza made plays. He didn't play a terrific game by any means,
No,
but
he did
he did
not.
exactly what he had to do to win the game. And I actually think this is something that is great for Indiana going
I
forward.
did too.
You had a tough game, not a lot of roster on the or a lot of talent on the other roster, but not
Yeah.
a winning program
No,
this season at least. Um, and you found a way to win that game. And like you said, Penn State definitely outplayed Indiana. But that's good for Indiana team and Kurt Signetti to go through some adversity and end up with a win. And it's something that'll help them in the playoffs.
I agree. 100%. I don't. I guess I didn't really expect this game to go the way that it did because I did earlier in the week pick Indiana, but that was more of a momentum pick. I feel like just in the sense of, hey, they're just killing everybody. Like I'm just gonna ride with them until they prove me otherwise. Well, they prove me otherwise, so whatever. Most surprising, Omar Cooper Jr.'s catch. That's one of the best catches I've ever seen. Like that.
Hmm.
That was incredible. Body control, get the foot down. Like that. His left or well, his right foot is coming down before his left foot, and he's able to keep it just above the ground to get his left foot down for it. That is incredible. That was probably one of the best catches I've seen in a long time. So that to me was the most surprising. I don't incredible.
My most surprising was the media. The media to me was pathetic. Um, if you look back in the SEC, no bias here. Georgia goes on the a neutral site and plays Florida, and everybody in the Big Ten is talking about, oh, Georgia beat Florida by 4. They're terrible. You look at the Alabama South Carolina game. Oh, Bama beat South Carolina by single digits, whatever the final score was. I don't even know. I know it was close.
Oh, Bama
And
got
then,
Bama got their head chewed off for winning for covering the spread last night against
yeah,
the LSU team.
exactly.
So
And then
whatever.
Indiana beats Penn State by 3, and everybody thinks they're the greatest team,
Mm.
media wise.
Mm.
So yeah, no, that's my most surprising is the lack of knowledge that we have in the media.
I'll say this. I don't. I just I you know what it is, and ever since you got me back on X, here's what I've seen a lot of. Indiana fans are not used to this. They don't know how this works. So they're all high in spirits. It's like a Miami fan in October. They're oh my gosh, they're on top of the world. But here's the thing. They don't understand how long the month of November is and how long this season is. And they got a glimpse of it of what it can be yesterday. And they don't necessarily have a tough game left. They should win out, especially since Wisconsin's at home. And Wisconsin got a big win yesterday. I don't know if anyone saw, but they get a big win over Washington. But Indiana fans, they think they are the best program in the country, as if you have a great coach and you got great players, you got a great quarterback. But there are other teams in the country that are probably more talented than you, probably have a equal coach to you, and you haven't really played them yet. Maybe you can argue Oregon, but I don't. I still have a couple problems with Oregon, but whatever. I think it's a we want to see a new team emerge, so that's why the media is being a little more lenient with how we criticize Indiana. But Indiana, if you work your way to the top, their criticism's coming soon. It
Yeah.
will. Um, my most concerning, I didn't really have anything here. I guess Indiana getting beat in the trenches, but again, Penn State's a talented roster. Like their O line's pretty good, and again, I don't have enough praise for the running backs. They have great running backs, so I kind of expected them to. If they got Indiana to play their game, they'd be able to have success running the ball. And then this game kind of starts snowballing. We kind of got that look. Like it looked like it was shaping up. Penn State should have won this game. And then they, in classic Penn State fashion, lost it. But so I don't really I guess that wasn't concerning for me because Indiana, like,
I didn't
I
have,
don't know.
yeah, I agree. I didn't have a concerning either. I think this was something great for Indiana. And
I
if you
think
look at
so too.
Indiana, yeah, I mean, their rush defense wasn't even bad. Singleton was, especially coming into the season, was one of the most highly regarded backs in
Yes.
the country.
Yeah.
And they held Katron Allen to 48 carries or 48 yards on 19
Yards. Yeah.
carries.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Yeah.
there wasn't bad by any means.
Yeah. I agree. I don't, again, didn't really have anything that was in glaringly concerning me because Mendoza didn't have a great game and you still found a way to win. Like, so it's good. We kind of already touched on what's next. I mean, they literally have the line for Ohio State, Indiana for the Big Ten championship game. They already have it up, and they posted it like 5 days ago before this game was even played. So again, you know who you're playing. I wouldn't. I would put money on it that there's people on that staff that are already prepping for Ohio State. You know who you're playing
100%.
in Indianapolis. You got. I'm not saying you could overlook Wisconsin and going to Purdue. Like you shouldn't overlook anybody, but there's definitely some people with minor roles on that staff that are already helping prep for Ohio State. And I don't know. You got even if you lose that game, you're probably still a top four seed. Which I agree with that. I don't know. We'll see. Penn State, you need a coach. Just get a coach in there. I don't know who it's going to be at this point. But you have good talent on the roster. Keep it. If you can find a coach soon, keep it. And you maybe you don't have to do the whole rebuild thing, but we'll see.
All right, next we got
Oh
Georgia and
man.
Mississippi State.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, you wanna? I don't know what the lines were, so you wanna?
I had it. Okay, yeah. Here we go. Georgia, Mississippi State, Georgia 41, Mississippi State 21. Scores a little even. I Georgia won that game. It seemed like Georgia won 41 to nothing. So whatever. Georgia covers minus 7.5, over 55.5 cashed. Um, I mean, I'll give my broad thoughts first, then you can get into it because I'm gonna be honest. I'm transparent with everyone here. I didn't really watch this game, so great win for Georgia. It looks like, uh, which was good based on their past few weeks because they've had some close games that they closer than they'd like, and I think this is a good game to get on track for Texas. You have a big game this weekend, so the offense looked good. That's all I really got for just overall thoughts.
Yeah, no. I'll get into it here. That is, I was texted Luke yesterday during the game. That is the best first half I've seen from Georgia in years. I was a little inaccurate with that statement. Last year against Texas at Texas
Yeah,
was the best half. Since then, this is the best half I've seen from Georgia in SEC play. Great start. Just something that we haven't really said about Georgia this year, but a great start. Gunner, God, this guy is so damn good. I love Gunner. Nate Frazier, 181 yards on the ground. Mississippi State's run defense is terrible. And
yeah.
you knew if Georgia was going to run the ball and Mississippi State wasn't going to run the ball, um,
Mhm.
I could have told you this game was going to get ugly
Yeah.
pretty fast. Oscar Delp, my guy, first touchdown of the year, just him and Lawson Lucky, who's hopefully going to be okay, are so good at blocking and they're so good at making space for these running backs. Really not a whole lot to talk about in this game, I guess. Noah Thomas just absolutely weaving through defenders for a touchdown, which is big because no Colby Young for the rest of the year, where he's going to have to
Yeah.
step up, and he's done that the past 2 weeks with a touchdown in both of them. So yeah, I mean, most surprising. You have one for that game or no?
I did. I just put first half start.
Hmm.
Uh, again, kind of like my Indiana pick. It's just like I'm gonna keep saying that you're not gonna start good until you prove me wrong. Well, you proved me wrong. So there's my most surprising for you.
Yeah, I like that one too. I guess just we haven't seen a start like that in a year for Georgia
Yeah,
and SEC play.
on the
So I
road
guess
too.
that,
Against a Mississippi
yeah,
State team that plays everyone close.
yeah, of
Um,
course.
I think also what had to do with it was Brandon Walker was at that game.
Yeah.
So that, oh man. That kind of plays a part into it. Maybe his curse is greater than the Georgia first half curse. Maybe that's what we learned from that game.
Yeah. And then I had my most concerning was all right. Mike Bobo gets a lot of hate, and I am not a Mike Bobo hater by any means. I think
Yeah.
Mike Bobo is I think he's good, and I think he's been good, and everybody hates just because he's not Todd Monken. Um, but I just hated the play call when we were in the red zone in the first quarter and we run like a jet sweep to Dylan Bell and he fumbles it. Um, just run the ball. It's first and goal. Run the ball up the middle, Chauncey Bowens. Just
Yeah.
that's exactly what he did the next drive, and he scored one try. Um, just stop. If Mississippi State, if this game was against Texas next week and that happens, it's a way different scenario than what happened. Just don't get cute. Hand the ball to
Oh, we'll
Bowens or
talk about
McCray,
getting cute.
big
Oh.
backs, and you'll be all right. Mike Bobo does not deserve any hate from anybody, but that is the only criticism I have.
Yeah. We'll talk about getting cute in a little bit. Oh, man. What's next? Georgia, in my opinion, they've two real tests left. And if I had to put money on it, I would bet that they get A's on both of them. I think they beat Texas next week, and I think they beat Georgia Tech. I just Georgia Tech to me just seems too. You know what? No, I'll save my thoughts. One conference game left, so you win next week, and you may be going to Atlanta if you get some chaos at the top. If you get Texas to beat A&M, or if Bama drops Oklahoma and Auburn, which could very well happen. So Atlanta's not out of the picture, but you win next week and you're in the playoffs easily. Because I think you can lose the Georgia Tech game and you would still either A, be playing in Atlanta or not be playing, and you're still in the top 12 or 10, I guess,
Yeah.
is what it
I think
looks like
every
now.
two-loss SEC team will be in the playoffs.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, I think they'll, well, it's interesting because it's going to be the top 10 that makes it because you're going to get an ACC team that's outside of the top 12 and you're going to get a group of five team that's outside the top 12. So really we're picking from 10 teams here. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I do think even if you win at least one, if you just win Texas, I think you're in.
Yeah, exactly. It's all you have to do. You only have to win. I mean, you play three games left. Charlotte's one of them. You only have to win. Let's just talk about Texas and Georgia Tech. You only have to win one of them.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd like them to win both, but I mean, we saw what winning the SEC did last year for Georgia. They got bounced in the first round by Notre Dame. So by no means do you have to go to Atlanta and win. You don't even
No,
have to
no, you
go to
don't.
Atlanta. So
No,
I mean,
yeah. It might be
especially for
better to not
Georgia
even
with
go
how
to Atlanta.
exactly that's what I'm saying. With how banged
Not,
up you are,
yeah.
it
So
wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
I agree. That's all I really got for that game. I mean,
Next,
are you good?
yep, good.
This is the game that I love to talk about, man. This is awesome, man. Oregon versus Iowa at Iowa. They played during a probably the most disgusting weather you can imagine.
Tsunami.
I mean, disgusting. And Oregon 18, Iowa 16. Iowa covers plus 5.5, and then of course the underhit. You're playing in Iowa, and it's hailing, so of course it hit. My opinion, this was an amazing win for Oregon. I mean, and a disgusting loss for Iowa. And I'm not gonna sit here and like give Iowa credit for hanging in this game. Like you had it on a literal silver platter for you. Like you have to win this game if you're Iowa. You have them exactly where you are. All right, we got 10 minutes. Anyways, um, you have them exactly where you want. Like they're in your building. They're playing your type of game. They're in your type of weather. They are down two wide receivers and a tight end, and you lose this game. I don't know how that happens. Like that can't happen. So in my opinion, they should drop out of the rankings. I mean, that's a bad loss. It's a bad loss that you have to capitalize there. That's a program win that you need, and you didn't get it. Oregon, amazing one. I mean, you're down a bunch of guys. You're in the worst spot that you can possibly be, and you find a way to win. So
Yeah.
my opinion, it's just two widely different ends of the spectrum in a close game.
Yeah. A gritty win, to say the least, for
Yeah,
Oregon. Grit. They didn't impress me by any means, but the weather obviously played a big factor.
yeah.
Dante Moore made a perfect throw
Throw.
down the right sideline when he
Oh my
had to.
gosh.
Just that was
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other one. Oh no. Okay, yes, that was a
no.
perfect throw too. He threw on like the drive before. I don't know if you remember. He threw a dot just right to the guy, hit him right in the chest,
Oh,
and
he
he
dropped it.
just
Yeah,
dropped
yeah,
right and
yeah,
like just the weather, just
yeah.
disgusting weather. Like you can't even hold on to the ball. Whatever.
Yeah, no, I was talking about the throw on the last drive, just a dot. He
Yeah.
didn't play great, but no, I don't think
No.
anybody would have in that weather. But he did what he had to do. Noah
Yeah.
Whittington, way to run the rock, kid. 118 yards on the ground. Just yeah, I mean, Iowa's offense. Iowa to me is like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just
Iowa.
disgusting.
Iowa. I'm disgusted in you.
Being
I
a
really
Steelers
am.
fan, it's just disgusting. But hey, I mean, we only have a few minutes left, so I guess we can. Uh, it's good for me. Most surprising. Um, well, if you would have told me Oregon outrushed Iowa and Iowa out through Oregon, I would have said you're crazy. Iowa is known for running the ball and defense, and Oregon, Dante Moore's he's been good this season.
Mm.
So by no means would I have expected Oregon to get more yards on the ground than Iowa, and the Iowa quarterback to outthrow Dante Moore.
Yeah, that was really only because like one play, like that one
Yeah,
play from like the 3 yard line all the way to like
yeah,
the
it's a 50. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Um, my most surprising is literally Oregon winning the game. I don't know how. I don't know how. I can't express it enough. They're playing your type of game, Oregon or Iowa. Like you have them in a dogfight where it's disgusting whether you need to run the ball. This is your style of game. Oregon wants to spread the field. They want to throw it, and they can't do that because they're down two receivers and a tight end, and two because it's like the most disgusting, cold, rainy. Like I, I don't know. I don't know how. I just can't. I can't express enough. Iowa. That's devastating. But that's my most surprising. Shout
Yeah,
out. Wait. Also, shout out to Kirk Herbstreit there. That was. I know you sat there in like a scab and was like, he didn't get it right. But he, if anyone saw it, he sat there and he said on game day that morning, it would be 13-15 with a minute left. I would go down and win the game 16-15. And the score was 16-15 with a minute left, or Iowa was up. So that's insane. And
yeah.
obviously he didn't get it right. But I'm a little more optimistic here, and I'll give my flowers.
Props to Kirk, dude. He's the GOAT. Most concerning, didn't another don't really have one. You did what you had to do. I mean, I guess you can
Yeah,
criticize Dante Moore, but
I
you
didn't at
guys
all.
are hurt. Weather,
That's
Iowa, I
fine.
guess you can talk about most concerning is
I don't want to speak about them.
you're done. So
I don't want
you
to
just
talk about
yeah,
you.
take the floor. Just
Just
I don't have
I don't
anything.
want to talk about you, Iowa. I don't. My most concerning injuries for Oregon. They lost to Corey Moore. I don't know how long he's out. But that's a bad loss. They lost their tight end too, and then another receiver went down that game. I don't think he's out for too long, but they're getting banged up. So and luckily for them, they're not going to Indianapolis. I don't think so. You should be able to rest up for the playoffs. But you let me hold on. Let me slap myself. You are not out of the water yet. So you got to go and play USC, and then you got to go to Washington. And we all know Washington's one of the toughest places to play in the country, especially in that game in the Apple Cup. So and then you got Minnesota on a Friday night. And I have no idea what's going on Friday night. So you have
Yeah, yeah.
three tough games really left, and you've got guys on the practice squad that are going to be coming out there, and you're going to be counting on them. So we'll see.
We'll see is right.
I'll be impressed if they win out. I really will.
Really? Wow, that's a you heard it here first from Luke Fikes unless it doesn't happen.
I
That
will
is
be
a
impressed.
yeah, that's a big take right there from you, kid. All right. We might need to head over to the next game.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't need to do that.
Catch you later.
Next game. LSU goes to Alabama. Alabama 20, LSU 9. Alabama covers minus 10.5. and then the under 49.5 hit. You can go first if you want.
Yeah, an ugly game for Alabama, I'd say. I didn't think it kind of, right? So I think Ty Simpson, I don't think he played bad by any means. I mean, he threw for
No.
277 yards. I think he played good. He has guys open in the middle of the field. Um, a good
Yeah,
a good portion of the time. Jeremy Bernard, only 3 receptions, but 80 yards. I talked about before the season, that kid is him, bro. That guy is a
very good.
stud. But for Alabama, you cannot run the ball. That
Uh-uh.
is
Nope.
it's a bad trait to have. However, LSU's offense just God, making the
Uh,
switch to Michael Van Buren was interesting. I mean, what
he
Nussmeier
low key came in the game. I thought he played good.
yeah, he was good at I wouldn't say good, but he was against Georgia last year at Mississippi State. He
Yeah.
torched them. So I mean the kid obviously has some traits, but I mean Nussmeier's left it all out there for LSU. I feel like he's a tough kid, and just to see him get yanked like that, I didn't like, but that's what I got. Bama, good win. LSU, good talent, bad record. So yeah, I would say Bama just I'll let you talk about it, but not your best performance, but way to get the job done.
I'll say this: good rivalry win. I knew it was gonna be a tough game. I mean, again, we said it last week for Georgia, Florida. Like when you have a team that's coming into a game with an interim head coach, you don't know what you're gonna see, um, offensively and defensively. But you knew defensively we are gonna get a good shot at LSU because they have a great defense. Blake Baker's a great defensive coordinator. But they they are very talented. They have the best secondary. So this wasn't a great matchup for us offensively and defensively. And I don't think a lot of people are understanding that. Like they have probably the best corner in the country uh, on their team. And we are a throwing team, right? I could talk about that in a second. LSU offense, abysmal, disgusting, rancid. Like they're like it's Iowa levels of rancid. It's not quite as bad. Like I could talk about you without almost throwing up. Iowa, I almost want to throw. Like this is a people are gonna think I hate Iowa. I do right now because that was disgusting. It hurt my eyes. LSU. I mean, Nussmeier's just the offensive line's the problem. That's what it
Yeah.
is. The offensive line's terrible. But the Nussmeier, in my opinion, he's I don't know what it is. He almost seems unconfident, and that's uncharacteristic for a guy that's been there for so long. I mean, like he doesn't have the confidence that a 3 year player that's been playing should have. And he has talent at wide receiver.
Yep.
Um, and it just he I think that's why he got pulled. I don't hate the pulling. I guess if you want to make the argument like, oh, he's just put everything in line for them, like sure. But I saw people, LSU fans, that are like, he needs to be pulled out, like before they even pulled him out. So I mean, I think it was something that they needed to try, I guess. I mean, I can get into a most surprising here. I don't have anything. This game kind of went how I expected it to. Maybe not as low scoring, but I kind of expected a struggling offense from us and a struggling
Hmm.
offense from them.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
so I don't really have anything there. I don't know if you did.
No, I didn't. Most concerning, I'll go. This is well, like you said, Alabama is a passing team. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but at some point you are well. Okay, I actually have two most concerning things. Eventually, you are going to have to run the ball. Um, I think at least maybe you don't, but there's going to be a time
Exactly.
where one time Ty Simpson doesn't have open receivers on a lot of these plays like he did yesterday. So I feel like at some point you're not even. It's not like you're gonna have to run the ball great. You just have
No.
to, there
Yeah.
has to be something there to
Mhm.
oppose a threat to the defense. And then the other concern I have is the old leg off of Connor Talty. My oh my. That guy is brutal.
I didn't want
Uh
to talk about him on the show.
brutal.
I don't want to
But
say his name.
I mean, they can go find a better kicker on campus and
He
he can
walks. He could walk into Gillette's and Tuscaloosa, and he'd have to buy the whole bar beer. Like people talk about how you never have to buy a beer in Tuscaloosa again if you're the man. He's got to buy the whole bar shots. I mean, that guy sucks, and it's not like. But here's why I don't care a lot because Alabama's good again when their kicker is rancid at the sport. And I honestly I don't care. I've stopped caring. There's not when he makes a kick, when he makes a kick, I'm happy about it. Like I'm surprised. Like I'm just like, wow, what a shock. That's 3 points for us. But if he misses a kick, it's like, okay, we're just punting the ball, 0 yards, whatever. Um, most concerning for me. Were you done? I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm done.
Most concerning for me is the second half offense. I actually have two. Second half offense, it goes back to the running game because people sit here and they're like, oh, well, they can't put a team away. Well, it's because they can't run the ball. And we're asking Ty Simpson to be perfect in the second half, and he was not yesterday at all. He overthrew multiple balls, or he just missed it. He misses a couple times, and it's not sometimes it's under pressure, but sometimes he just misses some throws that that's uncharacteristic for him, but also just like something we need to have. Like the one to Jaron Bernard, we can't overthrow that. That's a free touchdown. Like we
Yeah.
can't overthrow that ball. But whatever. I'm not gonna ask a lot more from him. He's been great all year. And I've seen people online talking about, oh my gosh, this actually made me mad today. And I was just talking about this with Nolan, some of the Bama fans that really rubbed me the wrong way. Like this guy got on there was like, well, we're starting to see why Ty Simpson didn't start last year. He's got some glaring problems. No, you don't have you have 0 cents as to why Ty Simpson didn't start last year. Here's number one. It's because if you bench Milrow, you lose the locker room. You're a brand new coach. DeBoer is not going to put his balls on the table like that and be like, hey, let's take the glue guy out of the starting lineup, right?
Yeah.
You can't you lose the locker room like that. That's number one. Number two, what are we talking about? Here's the number one concern that people have. Well, he fumbles. Well, so remind me what the problem is. That the one yesterday, I agree to an extent. Like he's got to be able to feel the pressure there and either just take the sack or get out. But again, who's blocking? No one's blocking. Jam got pushed back on that strip sack, which I get it. Jam's a running back, but still, you have to be better in pass protection. Um, Whatever. But the second half offense, again, goes back to not being able to run the ball, and it's a cohesiveness of the O line that just kills them. It's like everyone's doing their own thing, and I noticed it when I went to you can't really notice it from a side view on TV, but when you're in person, when I was in person at the Tennessee game, and we ran the ball like shit that game. And here's what I noticed. We have people on the line are doing different things. Some people are pulling and like blocking to the left, and some people are just staring like Wilkin Formby staring into the crowd as someone runs by. I don't know. So it's an O line problem. It's also a running back problem. Like Jam is not fast, and his vision is very poor. I don't know. It almost seems like he's hurt still, and he might be. So maybe I'm being a little too hard on him. But if he's hurt, why is he playing? We have
Yeah.
Daniel Hill, I think, should be starting. He runs the ball hard. He's got good vision. Kevin Riley's fast. If you want to speed back in, put him in. Jam should be in for pass protection, even though I just kind of shit on him for the fumble. But he's a good pass blocker, and he's a good receiving back. So he should be in on pass plays. But if we're really trying to run the ball, put Daniel Hill in the game. Um, and then the red zone play calling. Ryan Grubb. Look at me. Look at me. You are a brilliant offensive mind, but we do not need to be running trick plays from like Pee Wee football inside the red zone. We don't need to be doing that. And it happens every game. We get one or two plays down there in the red zone where we like his brain just melts in his head at the idea of this 50 lateral like jet sweep to like it's we have Ty Simpson and we have great receivers. Let Ty Simpson analyze the field. He'll find somebody, just like he did with Ryan Williams at the end of the half. I just the red zone play calling gets piss poor, and it's really frustrating. And it's crazy because we're 33 to 35 or 34 to 36 in the red zone this year of scoring. But like I think 20 of those are probably just field goals. So that's not good enough, in my opinion. Whatever. Uh what's next? You got Oklahoma next week. I was honestly, this might come back to, I'm not gonna say it. Uh, just win one of the next two conference games, please. And I don't care which one it is, honestly. I would hate to lose at home, and I would obviously hate to lose to Auburn, but
Hmm.
um, I'm expecting an Auburn loss. So please just win this weekend because I'm expecting to go to Jordan Hell and lose. I will be at the game actually. Um, so yeah, uh, we'll probably be going to Atlanta. I don't know. So I don't know how this tiebreaker. I think even if we lose a game, we're still going to Atlanta because we have the head-to-head over Georgia. I guess the only other team would be
Hmm.
Ole Miss. I don't know how that would stack up,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
I mean,
Ole
yeah,
Miss
if you,
lost to Georgia and we beat Georgia, so that's a common opponent. But I don't know. See, that's how it is in the ACC. The ACC has common opponent, like is how it works, kind of your record against whatever. But I don't know. So
yeah, I don't know
maybe,
either. Yeah, but if you
maybe
lose one, I think you're fine.
Maybe even if we don't go to Atlanta, I don't care. We should still be fine. If we don't go to Atlanta, that probably means that we lost two of the SEC games, and we might not put out a show for a while. Uh, so yeah, LSU get a coach. Actually, I
Yeah.
do want to talk about this a little bit. Actually, you can go first, and then I'll get back to that.
LSU's coach.
Well, I want to talk. Well, yeah.
Like, who do I think should get the job?
Well, no. Here's my thing. I'll just go.
Uh,
The two names that I think they are going to try really hard for is Kiffin and Marcus Freeman. But here's the problem. Those two are most likely going to the playoffs. So you're
uh-huh.
going to be waiting to hire this coach until January. Well, you know what else opens in January? The transfer portal window opens
Yeah.
January 3rd, I think it is. So if you wait all the way to January to make this hire, you're probably getting guys. You're probably got to have a lot of guys leaving when that portal window opens. So, do you want to wait that long to hire somebody like Kiffin or Freeman? I don't know if you do. I think you'd have to like really hope that Kiffin or Freeman loses a game so they don't go to the playoffs. But if they do, I can't imagine you wait until January to make this hire.
Right. I completely agree with that. Those are two good names to go after, but um, there's risk with that. But at the same time, you're also
Yeah,
not just looking for 1 year. You're looking for your future, and especially LSU, you're looking for a future head
I
coach who's
agree.
there for a long time. So even if
Uh,
that's something you have to do, is just this season, maybe you're not as effective in the first portal window, then so be it. If you can get one of those two guys, you
maybe.
definitely have to go for it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think the other name would be Summerall. I don't think he'll take it, or
Yeah.
he will take it, but I don't know if they get down to his name.
Right. I agree.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. That'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't know how they'll play that out. Again, there's like 85 people that are going into this coaching search. Like there's there's the governor, there's the guy down the street at the bar. There's like everyone's kind of in that has a hand in this coaching search. So we'll see how this plays out. I don't know. But yeah, Baton Rouge might be in flames before they actually hire the guy. So I don't know. That man Rocky Top. At least Rocky Top has a coach.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I think that's
ACC.
oh man. Oh, I love to talk about the ACC. What a great conference we got here, guys.
Yeah, I guess what you can say is you are just one team is going to
Well,
get
you're
in from
just
this conference.
they're like
It's
the ACC's just they're just punching each other in the face. Like they're just
yeah,
like
it's
why? I
oh
mean,
God.
they went from maybe having two in. Actually, they went from there was people talking about how they could have three in before Miami imploded because you would have had Miami, Georgia Tech, and maybe you get Louisville to win the conference championship or Virginia. You got three
Yeah.
teams in there probably. And now you have gotten to the point where if you had a group of five, I might be wrong. Maybe I don't know the rules, but if you had a group of five champion ranked higher than you I don't know. I guess not. You would have had to have two conferences in front of you. But regardless, you're gonna get a team in, and they're gonna get. their doors blown off
Yeah,
in the
100%.
playoffs. Uh, you're probably going to be an 11 seed. You're maybe looking at 12 seed, uh, depending on it. Because I did just see the AP poll, and my sneak peek into my top 12 was James Madison, and I think James Madison. Well, I don't know if they'd rise enough to get over one of these ACC teams, but anyways, uh, these are these are the 7 teams in contention for this very coveted ACC championship game that'll be played in Charlotte. I mean, I'm sure everyone's going to be looking forward to it. Number one right now, I don't know how. I think I do know how the tiebreaker works. I looked at it yesterday, but these are standings right now. Georgia Tech is 1, Virginia is 2, SMU is 3, and Pitt is 4. Now, stop. All those teams are 5-1. So if all of them were to win out, I think it would be Georgia Tech and Virginia, if I'm not mistaken, from the tiebreaker rules. But hold on, Duke is 4-1, so they also
I
only have
have
one
I
loss.
have Pitt ahead of SMU on this thing. I could be wrong. Maybe
I
I
would
have
have
Pitt at 3, SMU at 4. It doesn't really matter to I mean, but at the same time, I guess.
Pitt at maybe. Well, I don't know. I don't know what it is,
I
but
don't know.
I'm
It
look.
doesn't matter. Well, they're all 5-1. I mean,
They're all disgusting. Yep, there
yeah,
it is.
at the end of the day, there's one team getting in. ACC, I don't want to talk about you anymore. You stink.
I
I
don't know.
hope Georgia destroys Tech.
Yeah. I imagine they might. I don't know. I saw people talking about how they're partying in Miami. Miami, you need chaos still. Like
Yeah.
that was just like the start of it. Like you still need a lot of because not only that, but you have 2 teams in front of you that hold. One of them has a straight up just better record than you, and
Hmm.
the other one has head to head on you with the same amount of losses. So it's like,
Yeah. I don't know what they're partying down there for in
it,
Coral Gables, but just
oh,
I don't know.
maybe
I
there's
don't
a
know.
concert or something. I heard that was
However,
big.
however, for my top 12, I do have a the ACC winner may not be who I have as my team in the playoffs. So yeah,
Yeah,
you want
that's
to go into
interesting.
that? You want to go into
We
that for
can we
top
can
12?
go into that. Yeah,
I'll start.
yeah.
Just we'll do quick rank. No, it doesn't have to be quick, but rankings 1 through 12.
All right.
As you know, the real rankings come out every Tuesday. So this Tuesday,
Oh,
I believe it's at 7. You'll get the top 12. So at number 1, I had Ohio State. Nothing changed there. Good win. Number 2, we do have a change. I got Texas A&M at number 2. I moved them up. I moved Indiana down 1.
hmm.
I got Alabama at 4, Georgia at 5, Ole Miss at 6, Texas Tech at 7, Oregon at 8, Notre Dame 9. I put BYU at 10, even though they lost still.
Ooh.
I mean, you're on the road against a top 10 team. You're not going to be out of the top 12 for me. And then my ACC champion, the Pitt Panthers at number 11. And then at number 12, group of 5, I put North Texas. There's the top
Yeah.
12 for me
I
as of right now.
I mean, we have a little different. We have one huge difference. But I'll
Yeah.
get to that when I get to it. I have the same thing as you actually. I had Ohio State, and I did move A&M up 1. I mean, they went on the road against a ranked team and beat the crap out of them. Now, listen, Matt Zollers has fooled everybody in the country. I thought we had guys talking about him on ABC like, oh, this guy came in against Vandy. He was lights out. He's pretty good, and he stinks. Like he's a freshman. I get it, but oh, he was bad, like bad. Um, so yeah, A&M, you move up 1 for me. Indiana, I mean, it was already neck and neck between those two at the time, and even Ohio State too. Even if honestly, if Ohio State yesterday played a close game, I would have put A&M at 1. I'm not even kidding. So it was already neck and neck between those 3, and that was enough for me to put A&M above them. So regardless, I have Alabama 4, Georgia 5, Ole Miss 6, and then I have Oregon at 7. I had them above Texas Tech. I think Oregon, not necessarily a better win, but I think that if Iowa and BYU played, I think Iowa would win. That's my take. And this is
Oh,
this is what we're getting
mm,
into. This is where we're massively different. You put
okay.
hold on. So I have Notre Dame 9 and I have Texas 10. You had BYU 10. I don't have BYU in my top 16. Well, I guess they would be
Wow.
16. Well, no. Well, we'll say okay. Well, 11 I have Georgia Tech winning the ACC, and then I have James Madison at 12. And then my just miss are why do I have? Okay, excuse me. Uh, I have Oklahoma, then Vanderbilt, then Utah. I have Utah above BYU. I don't care. Actually, wait, no, excuse me, no. I have BYU just in front of Utah at 15. Because that was just to me, it's a bad loss, and it's the same kind of thing with Georgia Tech though. And I get like Georgia Tech played a worse team, but it this was your first kind of real test. I mean, Utah was a good win. You squeaked out of it. Um, I think Utah's a better team. Like if they were to play again, I think Utah wins that game. But whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess last year, obviously, it's different when Indiana was undefeated, went on the road to play Ohio State, and they got whooped. They were still in the top 12. So I guess
I
I'm just
guess
going to take a
I don't know.
similar approach. I'll say the least. I'm interested to see where they are ranked. Should be.
I think the
We'll
AP
know
poll
what the
had
committee
them.
thinks of BYU.
What did the AP poll have them? 12, 13? Is that what it was?
I don't know.
Let me
I didn't
see.
see
But
the. I don't look
we'll
at the
do
AP
we'll do
poll anymore.
we'll do some. Yeah, I shouldn't. It gets my blood pressure up. Uh, I
Did
think
they
they had
change
them
Indiana?
12. They did not. That's why we don't look at the AP poll because they're just idiots. They have BYU 12. Yeah.
All right, so
Um.
not horribly far off from where I had them.
Yeah. I don't. Well, another thing that's interesting: Louisville and Virginia. Louisville's 19. Virginia's 20. I mean, Louisville, you dropped 5 spots. Was it 5 spots or 4 spots? I don't know. How do you only drop 4 spots and you lose at home to Cal? Like
Yeah,
that's
that's
disgusting. Mind you, and
yeah.
here's something about James Madison, which is why I put them in here. Their only loss this season is to Louisville. That's their
Yeah,
only
yeah,
loss of the
fair
year.
enough, fair enough.
So I don't know. To me, they're the best Group of Five team right now, and I didn't put North Texas because they got curb stomped by USF, and I actually watched that game on a Friday night, by the way, and there was I don't think I think they didn't they developed a philosophy of just if we don't put our defense out on the field, maybe like we can keep people healthy for later in the season because there was zero defense played in that game. Uh, so yeah, that's why I have James Madison just above North Texas. I think the AP poll has James Madison right in front of North Texas,
Fair enough.
but whatever. Maybe I'm too hard on BYU. Maybe I hate Mormons. I don't know. Just we'll see.
Yeah, we will see.
Uh,
Early
early
lines.
line,
Yeah.
yeah. You can first of all.
Uh, well, all right. Yeah, I had two. One was Texas plus 6.5. Texas has looked different these past 2 weeks. I know they had a bye this past weekend, but before the bye, they've looked very good, especially on offense. Defense hasn't been terrific against Mississippi State. Then they don't have a terrible offense. So I do like Texas plus 6.5 in that Georgia one, and then I put Pitt plus 10.5 against Notre Dame. Maybe a
Mm.
reach. I'm hoping that line might go up a little to 12, but Mason Heichel's the real deal, man. That kid is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean
Which
that's
is why I
interesting
picked
though.
Pitt to win the ACC.
I think. Hold on. So let's talk about this for a second. Does if Pitt wins against Notre Dame, like they could be in at large, maybe. Do they have one loss or two
Yeah,
losses?
two,
They have
two.
two.
Yeah.
To who?
Uh, God, these are both with him not playing quarterback, which is frustrating. Um, they were early in the year, or both early in the year.
Oh,
They
Pitt has some
lost
tough.
to
They
West
have everything
Virginia
in
and
front of them.
Louisville are their two
Oh
losses. West
man,
Virginia, Louisville.
can't drop that West Virginia game. Pitt, if you don't drop that West Virginia game, you are looking at that large spot, but you dropped it. So, but
However, they
they
could
got to
spoil
go.
Notre Dame's
They
season.
could spoil Notre Dame, and then they go and play Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, Pitt.
And
Look
Miami.
out. Look
But
out.
who cares?
Yeah.
In Coral
What a
Gables anyway.
tough schedule. Oh my gosh. You got, oh my goodness, you got some high hopes for them. They gotta go through the ringer.
Hey,
Um,
this kid's the real deal, man.
okay. Um, my early line is Mississippi State plus 7.5. I understand their run defense sucks and they're playing Mizzou, but what I saw from Matt Zollers almost made me as mad as Iowa did yesterday. So um, I'm gonna go with Mississippi State. And I'm sorry if any Iowan is watching the show. I don't hate you guys. I don't hate you guys. I was thoroughly disappointed.
Yeah.
And I thought better of you guys, and you did not. And so this is what. Oh, I didn't talk about this actually. We didn't talk about this. My upset of the week pick again
Ah,
hit back to back, and I my original one was gonna be Iowa versus Oregon, and I let Nolan here take first pick, and he chose wrong, and he took Iowa.
Iowa, that kills me, man.
Kills it.
I mean, yeah, if we get the feet down there on that 2 point conversion, at least we go to
Yeah,
OT. Then again,
yeah,
a wild tip, but you
yeah.
know,
I know.
I'm terrible at these upset of the weeks. I feel like I get close every single week, but they never end up winning.
Yeah. I 3 for 6 from or three or I'm 3-3 now, so I'm 3 for 6 here. I
I'm 1-5.
back to back's gotta be worth. If I hit three in a row this week, we got to give me something.
Retire. Yeah, we're
Oh,
just
okay, or
hang him up.
retire, or retire. Yeah, that's fine. Uh, I don't know. Maybe I have the script.
Yeah, you
I'll
might.
miss this week.
It seems like it.
I will probably miss this week. We got a great week coming up though. So
We
if
do.
we do film another episode this week, it will probably be pretty packed. So we got
It
some
will
good
be
games. Got
for
some good
sure.
games. All right. Well, I think that's it for this episode. I think we got a good hour, maybe.
Yeah, good. Around there. Good
Maybe.
at least.
We'll
Yeah.
see. All right. I don't have anything else except like I don't hate I just want to say this. I don't hate Mormons. I don't hate Iowans. What else? Connor Talty, I do. No, I don't hate you. You got it. I don't hate you, but you gotta pick it up, man.
Shout out
Anyways,
Fernando Mendoza.
oh yeah. Our last congrats to Fernando Mendoza for winning the Heisman yesterday. Or today, actually. They just had the ceremony. So congrats, Fernando. It's huge, man. Yeah.
Good episode.
Oh, see ya.
See ya.
All right.